o'clock, and I had this thought. I opened the curtain, it was still dark, and I said, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What if the Earth decided not to rotate it? and then the whole, then my head starts spinning and said, okay, all right, what if really that the Earth one day decided to just stop?
Yeah.
And it's gonna take 20 years?
Yeah.
And then scientists start realizing this is happening because our days are longer, our nights are longer, the 24-hour clock doesn't work anymore. And then they kept it away from us.
Oh.
We don't know anything. But then something is in the background. They're going to go find another planet to move people. And then we start talking about it, and then, there will be a dark area, and there will be a scorching area.
Yeah. And everyone's migrating from the dark areas to the warm.
No,
Yeah.
because the warm area would be so hot in the desert area. So we started talking about that idea.
All the plants would die on the dark side.
Oh my goodness! Wow, Nancy, you really made a clock last night. I asked people to make a clock, and then she stopped time.
And then I couldn't go back to
I'm
sleep.
sorry.
Wow. It's your
Wow.
fault.
I'm telling you.
You start my head.
Yeah. Did anyone see this Lars von Trier movie where there's a yeah, it's like an extra, what is it, extra sun or planet heading towards the Earth? A meteor is coming. Yeah. Nancy, movie maker.
It might happen.
Anything?
Maybe not in our generation.
Anything can happen. Yeah. Nancy and I saw a giant Scholar's Rock that was a meteorite a couple of days ago, and this is the way things enter the unconscious, right? Like we saw this giant rock, and then now the Earth has stopped.
Yes. The rock is as big as the screen there.
Wow, it's amazing.
The biggest one. It's on Hollywood Road, by the way.
It's worth seeing. Absolutely worth seeing. Anybody else dream about the Earth stopping? Nothing? No dreams? Oh yes.
So I dictated it to my iPad.
Oh good.
On the way to a wedding with family, my grandma in the back, Dad driving, I was playing with an app to make a video for the speeches. My Dad leant over to change the name of the video and crashed the car. No one killed, but injuries.
Wow. Oh, that's so good. Oh. And were you making this? Do you know what the speech was for? Was it for here or was it somewhere else?
For a wedding.
You're gonna make the speech for the wedding.
Making a video for the speech.
Yeah. Wow. Ooh, that's a juicy one. Like it. Nobody else? So good. Well done. You get an A+ in this class. We were talking about the way in which how crazy it is that artistic people, we enter into competition with each other, right? That we think. So I was thinking about the way that many of your questions are around how do we create community, right? And one of the challenges, I think, is that everybody is, especially when you're young and you're in school, you're like, what's somebody else doing? How are they figuring out how to do it? I don't know what to do. And you're filled with all of this anxiety about what am I going to do? And you've got this aspiration towards things that other people have done, and you got to make money. And so that then you, in your small community of people, you're letting like the insecurity be a factor in the community, as opposed to we're all in this together, it's a long haul, and each of us is going to find our way to some radically different thing, right? None of us are ever going to have that dream, and certainly none of us are ever going to have the Nancy dream. Or maybe not. Maybe it's going to be all apocalyptic visions from here on out. But, I was interested in the questions yesterday. It felt like they grouped into a couple of categories, right? So many of you were looking for community, and many of you were looking for how to handle the space between where I am at now and where I wish to be, right? How do I get from here to there? And then there were like a bunch of lovely little, very specific, I want to start a company, how do I do time management, right? Like there was like a couple of like very specific, I've got a specific problem, how do I solve it? But it was sort of generally in those 3 categories. And it made me want to share with you that probably 15 years after I had failed to get that grant in school, I was on a film shoot in Brazil in the middle of the night, and I was like, oh, I did it. This thing that I imagined doing when I was a 20-year-old that I thought I could do in a year, right? I was like, oh, I'm going to go to West Africa, Brazil, Europe, learn languages, work on all these films. I was like, they're going to give me $20,000 and I'm going to do it in a year. And then cut to 15 years later, I'm in Brazil, I'm trying to speak Portuguese, I'm working on this film with all of these Afro-Brazilian actors, and I was like, oh, I knew what I was interested in, and I had imagined it as a destination when I was young, as opposed to, I want to live through these experiences, right? It's not like, oh, you get to some place and you finish a film, or you've learned a language, or you have traveled to a place. It's actually the act of doing it, but that takes a very long time, like to live through things. So just thinking about that, in a way, it's trying to pay attention to what you know to be true about yourself and what you're interested in, but understanding that that's the journey that you're interested in. So I'm very curious to see people's clocks, because I feel like, and then I realized you all have written in characters and I won't be able to read them. Is that true? How did people do their clocks? Can I read people's clocks, or will they be, ooh. Now I feel like we need technology. Can we like take pictures of people's things and then put them onto the screen, right? We could do that too. We could put.
Maybe they can use it.
I think I want. Like, this is so fun. Everybody send iPhone to my email, and we'll just open them up. Excited. Oh, woo! Oh my God, this is so good. I'm so excited. I guess I gotta go full screen. Beautiful, right? Why am I not full screen?
There's a film with Robert Mitchum. He has a hand, and then it says love and hate.
Yes.
What is that film?
It's a Night of the Hunter.
Right, and he was.
Emotion, balance, career. Is that career? Name, is that a name of someone? Justine?
Justice.
Justice?
Health, justice, anger, hate, love.
Oh, I love this clock so much. Wait, who is this? Who made this? Oh, I love it. So great. A+.
And that's Jeremy
And emotion.
emotion, yes. Balance.
I love that it's all equal in a way, right? It's looping and equal. Nothing is dominating each other, but in fact, we know with all of these cycles, things do dominate, right? In many ways. But I love that it keeps the flow in it, right? It's got some real flow. All right, let's look at some others. Nice. Oh, you are on fire. Beautiful. So what came first, the roller coaster or the drawing? What came first? The drawing first. Beautiful. How satisfying is that, right? The juxtaposition of those two images. And did you understand that the clock was a roller coaster when you made it? Because it didn't look. It came together. if I can show them. Yeah, I just think it's really, because I would not have thought roller coaster here at all, right? I feel like flow, ocean, right? It's a different kind of feeling, but once you juxtapose it with your roller coaster, all of a sudden I think really differently about all of the emotions that you've described. And this is the sort of great thing about cinema, is an image means one thing on its own, but it means such a different thing in relation to a different image, right? All right, so this is, so I'm wondering, I'm just gonna try to like download stuff to this, if I can download it all to that. That's so great. Okay, let's see what else we got in the box. Woo, it's a party. All right. Ooh! Can I just say, I'm so delighted that you all made these. Look at this one. Patience, silence. And I love that there's a horizon. Who made this? Oh! Why are you hiding your head? It's thrilling. What's that one? A mountain? Mountain. Drumming? Nice. Partner, health, photography, art, documentary, sisterhood, friendship, film. You got a little tiny place for money too, right? Sea, solitude, travel, family, singularity. Nice. I feel like we have to make we're going to make our like utopian clock with all the good stuff in it, right? There will be no money, there will just be solitude and sea and silence and, wow, singularity. I'm really excited about singularity. What, when did the idea of the horizon emerge for you?
Actually, I did it this morning when I was taking a boat because I live in a mountain in Alaska, so I have to take the boat to come here. So I guess it's just subconscious.
Just being on, seeing the horizon and being on it. It's wonderful in terms of its separation of color, and yet the color traveling that you're using, the red and the blue, that the things are, have this kind of balance to them. It's wonderful in terms of what it evokes in terms of the sun, right? The rotation of the sun and the clock being the movement of the sun. And I think it's just so wonderful because it's got like so much chaos in it, but it's got a set of organizing principles, which I think is such a challenge for us in making things, because we're encountering, the world is chaos, and sort of what are the organizing principles that we're using to see with, to edit with, to decide how long a film is. And you've sort of given us multiple organizing principles here, right? The colors organizing us, the reference to the world, the way things are in both places, and such amazing thoughts. All right, let's see, what's your image? I'm so curious to see your image now. So what was the relation? Did the image come first, or what came first? The image or the drawing? Ah! Bam! Bam! What? Where did you find this? Have you had this in your image library for a while? Tell us. What? Hallelujah! We have a hero. Look at that image.
It's me.
Of course it is. Bam! How often do you take pictures of light?
Every day.
What? Oh my God, so exciting.
With a camera or with a phone or anything?
I bring my camera every day, yeah.
Okay.
And of course, it's small, like this small
Uh-huh.
camera.
Is it in your purse?
No, not today.
You're like, not today, I'm not bringing it today.
That's amazing. That is
A surveillance camera.
surveillance camera, right?
This is a really awesome photo.
Wow.
Because what happened is I really want to, my background is a dancer, I dance whole life, but one day I decided to take photo, and I want to learn photography. But everybody told me you don't have to learn, just take every day. So I did every day.
Yeah. And so, how long ago did you take this picture?
2 years.
2 years ago. And you knew it was a good one. You were like, okay.
Well, because I was writing those things in the morning because I didn't sleep whole night.
Oh.
So in the morning I was taking a boat and I was tipsy,
Ah.
just writing the clock. And suddenly I feel like somehow this image come back.
Wow. This is a powerful, amazing, extraordinary image. Right, everybody?
Yeah.
Like, bam! You could be done for the rest of your life. You made this image.
I wish.
It was funny. I was filming with Elliot Irwit. Does everyone know who he is as a photographer? He is the one who's always photographing dogs. And he's 86. And he's a very funny man. And he's like, oh man, I wish I died young. He's like, I have to keep making photos. You know, he's done a lot of these sort of, they're very, but he's most known for his pictures of dogs. I'll show you one funny, where is it? There's one very famous one. Come on, it's this one.
Yes. Yes.
He was done, right? He never have to make another photo again. He's done. But so he's really complaining like, oh man, it's much better to be a photographer who dies young. But then he's laughing because he loves to take pictures so much. But yeah, you can say this is just so thrilling, this combination of these two. And so in the like, how many people are feeling like, oh, my clock isn't good enough? Anybody feeling that? Yeah. How many people are feeling my image isn't good enough? Right? 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 And isn't that interesting? Like, and that's what I'm talking about, like the insecurity or the anxiety or the shame within the creative community. It's like we're blown away by her image, right? It moves all of us. We're like, but some part of us says, I wish I had made that, right? There's a relationship to ownership or to recognition but like, this is like food. You know, we get to eat this photo for the rest of our lives, right? And so I'm always interested in how do we shift from the place of like our great, like, you know, craving narcissism to saying like, wow, look at all the world is giving us, how much other people are giving us, how much this can move me. And the way inspiration works is so strange, right? You didn't sleep all night. You didn't know what to make. You let it drift around. You were inspired by my clock. You knew you had to put in different words, so you searched further. And then it brought you back to yourself, to something you had made in the past that you've forgotten. And in some ways, you'd forgotten your own value, right? You forgot, like, I already made something extraordinary. And I think we need to remind ourselves, like, to sort of go back and find the things of like, oh, this thing helped me take a step, taking my next step. So when you were changing from being a dancer to trying to be a visual person, you said, how do I do it? Someone said, take a photo every day, which is like a great idea. Not all of us will do it, can do it. It's a time management idea in a certain way, right? Like value image making every day. And you did it. And one day, you happened to see that. And now this is an indelible image. Like, I know I will never not see this image. Like, it's like, psh. Okay. This is so good. I can't wait. Oh, I got an exclamation on Yuki's. Oh! This is great. Who's Yuki? Ah, so great. So this is how ideas work also, right? You thought of balloons because you saw balloons yesterday, right? Nancy thought of the end of the world because she saw a meteor. So what came first, this image or your clock?
This image.
Right, so your image ping-ponged off of my movie, right? And then you went to there, and then, when had you seen this image before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from the animation out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you saw it in the movie, and you were like, ah, okay. And then let's see what you made. Ah, it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good. Read more books, travel, social media marketing. Social media news journalist. Take care of my family, foodie, earn money, hobby photography, build my own family, friends. Wow, this is nice. I love its buoyancy. I love how funny it is, right? And it's a visual idea. Makes us think differently about the clock. I was like, why did I wear this shirt? I worked with a dance troupe. We were filming them. Elizabeth Streb is the dancer. I don't know if you've heard of her. And one of the people in the dance troupe is kind of like a circus strongman. He's very, muscles and, but he had this incredible posture. And I was asking him, how do you think about the way you hold your body? Because, he's sort of big and all muscles, but very straight. And he said, oh, I learned this idea from the Alexander technique. I think of my skeleton as dangling inside of my body. My skeleton is like a chandelier hanging inside of my body. And it's one of those, it's an idea that changes the way your body feels. And I feel like you came up with an idea that changes the way time feels, right? It's suddenly, oh, okay. We're it's lighter than we thought. Not as burdensome as we thought. Great, okay. This is so good. Ooh, look at this. All right, picture or clock first? Picture first. I'm gonna make it come down. Rotate it, rotate it, rotate it. Make it big. So also the balloons came, right? It's coming, I think, or maybe it's just the resolution. So was it a stamp?
No, it's a film, poster of a film.
It's a poster of a film. What a great poster. It goes the other way? I'll turn it back around. It's all in context, right? It's like this? Wow. So tell us, what's the movie? Edward Yang?
He passed away.
Yeah.
But they showed a restored version maybe since last month. So I went to the cinema and I got this poster. And I went back home last night and then the poster was just laying on top of my desk. And then it reminded me of the assignment. So
It's an amazing poster. Do you know who did the graphic design on the poster? You should find out, right? It's really interesting thinking, right? So it's we think of cinema as horizontal, right? And it's affirming the horizontality of cinema, but saying see it differently, look at it differently. And I love the so it's Yi is what it is, yeah. Yi. I know Yi was 1-1. Oh, that's so cool. And I love the similar relationship to buoyancy as your clock, right? It's all these balloons are holding up the image, even though they're floating the wrong way. And, right? It's got this very interesting light tension in it. So you have this in your home, this poster? Feels like a good thing to have around. it gives you a lot of inspiration. All right, so let's see what your clock is.
It's one of my favorite films.
Yeah, it's a great film. Ah, so fun. So this is the thing. Often that happens with filmmaking is you will be working on a project and all of a sudden you'll find out there are 3 other people working on the same film. Right, Nancy? Has this happened to you?
All the time.
All the time. Because we're in a zeitgeist together, right? And here we're in a community together. And I put into this world Saul Steinberg, right, who's playful with images, and I put my film in, right, and it stirred things in your minds, and now we have 2 clock balloons, right, and maybe we'll have more clock balloons. Okay, a sound. Boom, Jacques Tati lover, right? Can I tell you some very good news that will make you very happy? So the family of the man who wrote the Jacques Tati movies, they have the legacy of Jacques Tati, and they're going to build a hotel in Paris based on the films. So, right? So you're going there. So once it's built, right? So make films, sound, new skills, Berlin, HK, people, language, dollars, sex, fit, healthy. I want sex. There's no sex in there? Get fit. Damn. I hope somebody has sex in their clock. Get fit. Get fit. Important. Okay. Get fit. Great. I love it. Okay. All right. Ooh, here. Oh. Okay. So whose is this? Hello.
So I actually took this picture at Asia's Contemporary Art Show last year.
Uh-huh.
So when I actually first saw this picture, I felt stunning when I first saw it. So I just took it. It is more like, you know, in my daily life, there are a lot of things that I really care. And it is more like a house board. I want every one of them to moving forward. And then sometimes there are some certain factors which actually run faster because like sometimes we have work and sometimes we care more about families. Yeah. So sometimes one of the horse is actually running faster and sometimes it is actually running slower. But from my perspective, I hope that all of the things that I care can actually moving forward.
Yeah.
So that I can start every single day fully motivated.
I love all the things pulling back, too, right? Connected to what comes before it. Let's see your clock. Oh, Margaret. Where'd you go? You disappeared. Is that you? No. Where did I lose you? I opened you. Whose is it? Where is it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Up?
Yeah, there. Right there.
Ooh, who's? Oh my God, someone's on top of the world. Okay, so let's.
I actually thought about using other visual storytelling ways, but later on I give it up. I still want to use that clock because for me it actually have 2 kinds of implications. So the first one, I separated into 4 quarters. It is just like the 4 quarters of my life. So in each different quarter, I have different things that I really care. And from the starting point, it is actually family that I care.
This is your starting point. This is noon, midnight, and high noon. Great.
Right. And then later on goes to friends, love, and health. Because I think health is so important because I still keep doing training every single week, no matter how busy I am. And now I'm still a PhD student, so study matters to me. Yeah. Because I also do research. So in the future that I hope that I'm going to have some fruitful publication and research outcome. I'm also into movies. I hope that I can find more interesting topics that I can actually put them into some nice frames and put it to a film. And then the last part will be near family
Help me understand this one. What does it say? This research.
publish and also output.
It's interesting the way it's like a genetic or biological tree, or systems of like genus sort of organization, right? Like it's a map of a algorithm in a way, like the pieces going out. It's very. I love the way we can see each other's thinking in the drawing, right? The approach to thinking in the drawing. Oh, you guys, this is making me so happy. A pluses, everyone. Well, all right, back to. All right. Oh, exciting. Okay. Color, very exciting. Tessa. Okay. Boom. So. Oof. All right. Talk to us.
Well, I didn't have another image because when I tried to make a clock, I couldn't. So
What couldn't you do?
It wasn't there. I don't
Yeah.
know. It just,
You're like, I'm not doing a clock.
Yeah. I'm also like at a different point in my life, I think, where I feel like I have everything I need, but it's out of balance. And so that's why teaching is this like giant lump on the right, because teaching is taking all of my
So this is
life.
teaching, being in the world, speaking to others.
Yeah. So like teaching is something I'm good at and I'm really successful at the moment. So and it's sustaining everything. And those are sand dollars down there because I finally have money for the first time in my life because I'm in Hong Kong and teaching actually pays in Hong Kong. But then China's like gonna flood my beautiful island. And then I feel a pull back to the US where I spent the first 40 years of my life. And then I have this distracting vision of a perfect scenario of artistic balance unfettered from worldly concerns that is always kind of in my mind. And then one thing that this kind of helped me notice was that like all the things I want to do feel like burdens right now too. They look like burdens, which I didn't realize till after I was done. And then like the spring.
These look like burdens on the.
They look like burdens.
So
like,
album, screenplay, music creation, listening to stuff.
generational
Yeah.
song work. So it's like all that stuff just looks like a burden, which kind of depresses me, but that's okay. And then
What's this?
That's my daughter.
Oh wow.
Because
Oh.
she's been this like catalyst and like sustains me, and she's really stable right now. And pink is her favorite color.
How old is she?
She's 4.
Uh-huh.
And then that's my husband, who
Where is he?
he's home taking care of her, so I can come be with you,
Uh-huh.
even though he's the cinematographer.
But where is he on the
He's
image?
The orange, like
He's the little triangle.
he's right there.
Yeah.
Because I probably don't appreciate him enough. But he's like
He's solid.
making everything happen.
Right.
And then the spring is like the artistic community, which I don't have in Hong Kong, like which used to keep things in better balance probably. So even though everything looks like a burden, like the artistic community that I left behind is
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're figuring out a community here.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like
yeah,
it's
always possible.
but I think like in this room there's a community that we didn't expect, but it's here. I just want to show you how similar your drawing is to the Saul Steinberg drawing we were looking at last night. I don't think you saw it. The I have, I do one, right, Nancy? Let's see if I can find it. Goes on. Here it is. No, that didn't do it. I don't know why it wants to take me there. Let's see. Yeah. Right? I am, I have, I do. Like the creativity is like the shining sun world, right?
Yeah.
And your solidity and your base and all the things that you are in your world. And then you've got money now, you've got your sand dollars now, but most of us have this, right? Yeah. And it's kind of thrilling how we've got the sky in a bunch of these, right? Beautiful, beautiful expression. And I love the way you didn't do the assignment. I love when people, right? Because she did the assignment. She transformed it and she made something like we haven't seen yet, right? And she brought color into the drawing.
Well, we have a 4-year-old crayons right there.
Exactly. But I mean, I think that's to think about all of these things of like, someone gives you a constraint, right? I gave you a constraint. Do 2 things. Make a clock and do a photo or do a picture. And with all of this work, it's like people may give you constraints. You don't have to answer to those constraints. You can transform those constraints. And interesting things happen when you do. And then sometimes interesting things happen when you adhere exactly to the constraints. All right.
Well, one thing I realized that so it doesn't leave on a negative note is that it's still like a world of play. So even though like I feel like it's out of balance, it's the playground.
And it's okay to be negative sometimes. Negative is like it's an energy of saying like, what am I against? What do I not want? Like I think there's a especially when we're nice and good to people and all these things, like we put a lot, clearly from your clock, you're putting a lot of energy into taking care of other people, right? So some of the negative energy is like, I need some space for myself, right? And that, I think that anger is legitimate and that like pushback against it. And it's exhausting to be nice to people all the time, right? I'm sick of being nice to all of you. Woo! All right, let's see what we got. All right, I'm like, boom. Whose is this? Oh, hi, you. All right, did I just make it download? I think I did. Is that yours? Yeah. So it's in a notebook. Is that notebook something that you keep and draw in all the time?
It's just my planner.
It's just your planner.
I do my scheduling and stuff in one book. And it feels like, okay, it's the image that I found.
Oh, nice. Oh, my God. Guess what? I have one of these.
Really?
Yeah. So that.
Yeah, it feels like it's like a timeline.
Here, wait, come up here. I'm going to take a picture of you holding your picture in front of the. Where's mine? You do? You hate photos? Excellent. You can glower at me in the image. This will be good. I just want to get the image and the thing together. Stand up in front of the wall. Don't block your map. Pick your head up. Yeah, I like turn it. Wait a minute. So good. You're so good. All right. Avoid the photo. Yes. Oh my God, you're so good. All right, you did it. Yeah, I know. Oh, we couldn't feel that or anything. All right. So, all right, tell us.
It feels like it's like a whole bunch of necklace that surrounds me.
A necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of
Light? It's light like this or heavy?
light and heavy at the same time because you could see it's sort of not really. It's not like resting on the neck really. It's just sort of on it effortlessly, and I quite like the colour in there and the patterns because I've been wearing black for so many years, and I just kind of feel like maybe at some point in my life
It's over.
tired of it.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
Just has to go. That's probably me in like 4 years' time.
Black is over.
Okay.
So we have color,
And
patterns, freedom, travel, faith, positivity, creativity, hope, holiday, rest, love, wants?
warmth.
Warmth. Oh, yeah, we'd all like some of that. Awards, success, experience, bravery, friendship, long distance, family, money, health, strength. So tell us what awards means to you.
Kind of like an element of validation from people of what I've done.
Right.
Sometimes you kind of need it,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't mean anything to you. When people say, "Oh," doesn't necessarily mean you're sorted, you get an A+, or
Right. I'm giving you an A+, by the way.
yeah. I think it's more about proving it to myself rather than to peers.
But so that it is meaningful to have outside recognition,
Yeah.
right?
Saying it's for myself.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I can tell you, it was so meaningful to me. I worked for so long on Cameraperson. It was very meaningful to me to receive all of the recognition, and a lot of people wrote about the film. It was really deeply meaningful because it was like, I'm seen, right? All of this effort and all of these things that I think could come together. And I think that, you know, feeling unseen for your effort is a really challenging thing to live with, right? Interestingly, you did not want to be seen with the photo, right? Like, that was, because in principle this is a safe-ish space, right? But it's also like, I have a friend who's incredibly beautiful, and she hates when you call her beautiful, because she's basically like, I did nothing to get this. Like, she was born, she's one of those people who's like ravishing, and she feels like it has nothing to do with her effort. So it comes as almost like an insult to her when you say it to her. And she feels this like interesting combination of being unseen in that everyone only sees the external, right? But so I think it's interesting to pay attention. Like, it's so great that you made your thing of like the out of balance, trying to figure out like, okay, I'm giving all of this, I'm getting some compensation for it, but it's making me feel really out of balance. And so there's like, you know, you want to be seen in some kind of way, but it's you want to be seen for something that you have done, right? And I told Nancy this the other day. So my 5-year-old, like I was coming and going from all these different awards events, and I came back and my daughter said, "Did you win?" And I said, "No, we didn't win." And then she goes, "Why Mama want ugly trophy?" And then and I was like, and she said, "Mama make good movie. People like Mama movie. Mama no need ugly trophy." I was like, I still. All right, so great. Okay. But interesting, the black and the color and the visibility, right? Right, because the black is, it's all blending into, we're all, okay. I think one of the things with me, why it's easy for me to wear such bright clothes, is I'm so big, everybody sees me anyway, right? Oh, this is a good one. I like the simplicity of this one. Whose is this? It's yours. You got it easy, man. Your life is so simple. Okay. I think we know what's going to happen to you next. You're going to get a job. Right? You're going to, I'm pretty sure that's going to work out. Right? All of your energy and your clock is very simple. I think what's going to happen once you get a job, your clock is going to go, right? Because right now you know what the mission is. You're headed towards the mission. And then once you have the job, it'll be really interesting whether it will the job stay in the big space, or will it open up for other space or not? I want to see your image. Do you have an image?
I sent a new email. So
You did? Okay, let's find it. It's Etienne?
it's the third one from home.
Third one from top? This one?
Yeah.
Oh! Wait, what happened? Is it in there? Oh my God, this is such an awesome image! Wow! Tell us about it.
Oh, I just like I'm about to graduate this year, and I just feel like all this anxiety and pressures that I can't find a job, and
Wait. I don't understand. You gotta say again.
no, I'm just saying like I'm about to graduate this year,
Yeah.
and I just feel this anxiety and the pressures that I can't find a job in my life.
Yeah. So, are you the fish?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. But do you notice the dolphin is very gently nudging you? Actually, it's like helping you along. I think the dolphin, even though it feels like you're going to explode, the dolphin's actually helping you get to a safe place. Who's the dolphin? Pressure. But doesn't he look nice, the dolphin? The dolphin's helping. That is hilarious. You're really cute.
And you're surrounded in
Blue water.
Color, you know? Yeah.
And how bad will it be if you explode pretty bad? You know? Oh my God, this is the best. This is really great. I wonder how you can escape from the dolphin. It feels like you just have to like wiggle a little bit and then you'll float free. I think you have to draw a clock that is all of this stuff, right? What happens in the water away from this pressure point? Yeah. We look forward to your next clock. You know, the thing is, you're gonna get a job. Huh. It might not pay you enough money. You might not be happy. You might be bored. But you're gonna get a job. It's like one of the most sure things in life. So I would lay down that worry. I think that am I doing interesting work? Am I happy? Am I making lots of money? Yeah, but you'll get a job. Don't worry.
My first job was a dishwasher.
Mm.
Okay? And then my second job was a waitress. I worked my way up. I was so happy. I got out of the dishwashing, you know, and then I put on a uniform. Now I'm a waitress, you know. So it's the way you look at it.
I love this image in relation to our little puffer fish. Our puffer fish is like out there in that ocean somewhere, being nudged by that dolphin. Yeah. Whose is this? Nice. Did it come first or the clock came first?
I think this definitely comes first. It's a photo that I took on Llama Island.
Hubba hubba! You took this photo. Hubba hubba.
It actually goes back to kind of like a short story I wrote back when I was in university called Windows into Glimpses, and it's quite a dark story actually. It's basically a guy realizes it's the last day of his life, and he has been kind of realizing that it's coming to that for a while, and then it all kind of climaxes in this terrorist attack. Basically, he gets onto a bus, and there's like a parody of Speed with Keanu Reeves.
Right.
And the character's actually like, fuck, is this like Speed?
Right.
But it's actually serious. But the whole story actually opens with like a news headline of a guy disappearing on the bus. So the guy stops the terrorist attack, but he vanishes from the world. And then so people like looking into his notepad to understand, his like forensic teams are looking into his notepad to understand his life and all this stuff. And back then, like I was a writer and I had no like visual skills, but I always had this like image of the window in my mind. And one day, I was just like going to the island and the light was just like perfect. And so I actually actually took this on my phone, and then later I adjusted the colors to like how I imagined it.
Nice.
Just like now it has a different meaning for me. It's kind of like the ocean is like where I want to be in terms of like my creative process. But like there's always kind of like a restriction in terms of like a window. And I can always look out of it if I want to, but it depends. How far I go into that ocean. I guess it depends on myself. So for me, it's like a kind of a personal image.
Yeah.
I have a. I don't
You
know
have a
why
history. You have history with this image.
Yeah, I have a strong connection to this like idea of windows. So that's
Well, it's an interesting, and this is a thing that we experience a lot with filmmaking, right? Is that images mean a lot to us, but they don't necessarily mean the same thing to other people, right? So if we think about the dolphin and the pufferfish, I saw that as a funny and gentle image. And for you, it's like, my life's a nightmare, right? And this, I would look at this and say like, confinement escape, right? Like I would have like a generalist. And then you have this like really specific and elaborate story that has to do with a story that you wrote, moments in your life, searching for the window, finding the window. And sometimes when we make films, we put up this and we expect people to understand all that is inside of us. And we haven't done the translation yet. It's like figuring out how to do the translation, like in the way that he had to translate the pufferfish to us. And I think that this is like this really interesting thing with images is that they can hold so much, but you have to unpack them sometimes for people to be able to access them. And you have to sort of own how complicated and historical the idea is for you. So like the film about the suicide, there were so many windows in that film. You could not do one shot of a window and say, I'm done, I've expressed what this suicide means. We just had to do windows, and so that it was, what the viewer experienced over the course of the film was like you have to keep revisiting the window. It's not, it's not done in a second. Woohoo! Nice game. Yeah, that's the camera people keeping us. They're trouble.
Yeah, so I was gonna like try and make it into a clock, but I mean like into a window.
Did you say need clock? Is what you put in
I just wanted the
need clock? I love it.
Yeah.
So do nothing sometimes. Meditate. Build. 10 films?
10 films, yeah.
What?
It's like a project that it was weird, like my whole thing started off as like I said to a friend, I want to make 10 films this year.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think that'd be a pretty good name for something. And then so I stuck with it. And I just kind of, for me, it's a reminder of like that moment in time where I said, I have the energy to do this. I have the energy, so yeah.
Initiative coping?
Initiative/company, I don't know what
company,
it is.
Okay.
Make documentary on difficult topics.
Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds awesome. What's that?
Freelancing. Being present with grandma and loved ones.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoying flow, feeling of creative process.
Nice.
Asking and facing deeper questions.
Yeah.
Meet more people and listen to their perspectives.
Oh.
This clock's on fire. This clock is burning up. That is an awesome clock. All right, you people, so much fun. All right, Henry. All right, Henry, where are you?
Here.
Ah. Henry. 3D photos. 3D photos. Photography, computers, tech, visual effects. Oh, I look at you're like family, money, 3D photos, watch films and video, cinematography, photography. I guess you like doing what you do. Yeah. Yeah. Books and art direction. I like that you are the clock. Right? So not me. I love it. I love it. Health. Health is very important in all of this, people. You're like, you gotta be strong. You gotta be athletes. You gotta drink water. And you actually do have to go to the bathroom. That thing I said about me never going to the bathroom. I actually go to the bathroom whenever I get a chance. But so tell us about this process. Did you have an image?
Yeah,
It's there?
on the email.
Okay. I'm going to search for it. You better have an image with all those things about photography and where is it? Here it is.
Yeah.
Whoa! Look at that. Wow, your image has so nothing to do with your clock. Right? In such a great way. It's not coming bigger.
I'm growing.
You're growing.
Still growing.
You're growing. And maybe you will look for a puffer fish in the water and find. I love how chaotic this image is. Right? There's a lot of chaos to this image. Is this the kind of image you're attracted to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's going in all directions. When are you going to start wearing color? Tell us more, Henry, about the me at the center of that.
I'm diversifying many things, but I think I know my main aim is, so I'm going in that direction.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot of things this year, so I think this crop might change next year.
I'm surprised that you didn't show your your image, 3D image. He invented a machine to have 2 slides
Yeah.
and have 3D images, and it's his invention. Actually, I can bring it down. It's
Oh my God.
really cool.
Henry, that's so amazing. I have a friend who, they had 3D film cameras in my friend's childhood. She has pictures of herself as a little baby,
I know.
and you can see them. Did you
I
have
saw
them?
Yeah, I saw them. But my design is one of the best image you can see. Even the British Society of Stereography, they
Yeah.
go to me and ask for my.
Wait a minute. When are you going to get a huge amount of money about it?
Well, I already got some money.
Good,
Yeah.
good. It is the most tactile experience. To look at these photos of my friend, the slides from when she's a baby. It's like you can see the rug and her skin.
You
And
can actually search and see the.
yours?
It's called Panna Vista 3D. Use Google for Panna.
Pan
Pana.
Vista.
Yeah, Vista 3D. You'll find. Yeah. See.
Can we see images?
The first.
This it?
That's it.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And those are my pictures actually.
These ones?
Yeah, down there. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, these are all my pictures.
What? Henry Chung?
Yeah.
Superstar?
No.
How come we're not doing this whole class in 3D? Right? Wait, I guess we are in 3D, but this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some photos.
Wow, this is very exciting.
Yeah, if you look at it in with parallel viewer, then you can see it.
I wish we had learned this yesterday, because then you would bring your 3D. So can you buy your thing, or?
Yeah, on eBay or at many stations you can buy. Yeah.
So cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is 3D also.
Yeah, this is very big.
Whose image is this? Nice. Talk to us about it, Fatih.
So I took this image during my last trip in Pakistan,
Mm-hmm.
and it was inside of a monastery,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the circle of life.
Certainly is. Or someone's very big stomach.
So like I had a pretty detailed explanation on it, but I think it takes too long. It's basically, meaning is anything above. On the top side, those three areas is where you're in a kind of better life, and below you're in a less unfortunate life.
So here, this is the good life,
Yeah.
and this is the underworld and the overworld.
So
Yeah.
it's just be kind to others, and you will be born into a better life.
You know what's so funny? In my childhood, heaven was all like white and calm colors, and hell was all orange and red, and I was like, that's where I want to go. That's where the action is. And I have the same response to this picture. I'm like, that life looks good down there. But for you, the green is working for you. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see your clock. Oh, find your beat. Nice, a dog. I like the way it's like the image, isn't it? Right? It has like a mass to it. The clock's like kind of irrelevant. I like the way the clock is. Who needs it? We've got these other big bubbles of things. You're good. You're good. I think you have your beat. I think you got it. Although, hello, I don't see any making anything on this clock.
I did it this morning. I'm sorry.
No, but it's interesting, right?
Right?
Right. Are you? Is your primary mode of expression?
I came to Hong Kong to become a journalist.
Yeah. So what do you feel like there's a piece of the visual in your work, or you think it's all written for you?
Definitely visual as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, because it's both your image and this is very visual expression. A+. And Henry, you get a 3D A+. Okay, picture. Oh, bam. Oh yeah, baby. This is a good one. Whose is this? Whose is this?
Mine.
Which mine? Oh! So good. Love it. Okay, so your ideas, free space, photos, research. Tidy travel?
Yeah, I need to tidy my room.
Tidy. Yeah, oh, good luck. You're never going to tidy your room with an image like this. Tidy, correspondence, sleep. Correspondence?
Yeah, it's just something like keeping in touch with people, but also, like, I feel like I need to, because obviously now I live in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And obviously I have families and friends in the UK.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to spend more time emailing them.
Right.
But emails also is related to work as well.
Yeah.
Kind of
So I love that, like,
keeping in touch.
and this is so interesting. It's like, so this is your life is accumulating,
Yeah.
right? It's like you're experiencing this and it's filling up. It's a limited, it's going to run out, isn't it? It's like, you're the only one aware of your mortality in the whole group. We're like, all the rest of us are like, time will go on forever. And you're like, there are only so many grains of sand and they're running out. It's awesome. It's so good. I love it. You're both a fabulist and a fantasist and a realist. Is there an image that you also came?
Sorry, I just emailed it. Sorry, I forgot to. Yeah, it should be in the other email. I try to think I like to think of my life as some kind of patchwork. I try to think of an image that is sort of a patchwork.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah, yoy. So great. She's so amazing, right?
So in this, the time isn't running out, right? 'Cause
No,
it's infinite.
it is not running out. This is such a great image. So I saw there's a new documentary about her that's at Sundance. And the documentary itself is like, it took the woman 12 years to make. And she was an art historian who couldn't believe that no one had given Yayoi recognition. But in the time that it took her to make the documentary, of course, Yayoi has gotten recognition. And the film is very, it's not very interesting in terms of how it's crafted, but every single one of her images, you're just like, it's so exciting to see them on the big screen. But oh my God, it's so sobering because basically you see, they show 4 instances in which other artists stole her ideas. So in this thing of like competition, there should be no competition in my little love fest world. But in the film you see, she did a show where she did prints all over the walls of this boat. Boom, 2 months later, Andy Warhol, prints of cows everywhere. Then there's another one where she did mirrors everywhere, and Lucas Sarmaris, boom, takes it. And then the worst one is she did this soft couch, and Klaus Oldenburg, he took the idea of doing big soft things, and he made his wife sew everything. Who's heard of Klaus Oldenburg's wife? Nobody. It's like, you're like, oh. So yeah, you really, but what's interesting about Yayoi is like, she lives in a mental asylum and then goes to her studio. Her clock is managed in a very particular way, right? It's like, she's like just in the sky, basically. Like, I won't be in the world, I'll just be in the sky. Yay, I'm very, A+ for you. A+ for you in that ticking time clock. Ooh, Liza. Like this. Where? Nice. Woo.
Well, that one is actually a liver. It's not a rock.
It's what, is it?
It's a timeline.
Yeah.
Wrapping up a liver.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the things I want to do, but it's kind of putting a strain on my health.
It's putting a strain on your health?
Oh yeah, I
This looks so healthy.
No. Couldn't draw properly.
Oh, it's so interesting. How about, has anyone experienced this image as unhealthy? I think it's like such a healthy image. Unhealthy? Who says healthy? Everyone, healthy. Unhealthy. Interesting. Wow. So which part of it is the strain on your health?
Well, all of this.
Everything. Living, learning, film. It's a giant stone around your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. We got to get some pleasure in your world. The body is first, right? Like the body is first. I think the body, and if you're having strain on your health, you don't have the strength to continue. You got to untangle the rock. And it's like the pufferfish and the rock have to get together and go swimming with the dolphins.
It's very biblical. It's like the crown, the thorn crown on Jesus'
Yeah.
head. Is that how you see it?
No, but the way you say it,
That's what it feels like. So we got like the stone around her neck, the crown of thorns, bound. Yeah. I find it a wonderful image. I really like it graphically and as an image. It makes me feel very like there's orbiting and things are functioning.
it's never stopped.
Yeah, it's not orbiting. Yeah. Did you give us another image or did you just give us this? What? You get an A+.
Okay, thank you.
I'm giving you an award and a recognition so you can feel light and buoyant as you leave here. All right, Matthew. Ooh, okay, image came first. Hello.
Yeah, so that image is like, the tree is the clock, and like all of like the things in my life are like the roots. So like as time goes, like the roots get deeper and deeper.
So great and interesting. Let me see your clock. Your actual is your actual clock in here too?
Yes.
Further down. Oh, wow! Woo, A plus. How cool! Salad is in your clock. Salad, steak, and dessert. Yes, I love it. I love it. Salad, friends, steak, loyalty, dessert, understanding. Oh, wow, this is so great. Zen, water, relaxation, fun, drink, food. This is a body clock. You are healthy. You two have to get together. He's having salad, steak, and dessert. He's drinking enough water. He's getting relaxation. Oh my God, this is so fun. Flexibility. Are you reborn? Are you reborn as a Christian or are you reborn? Which kind of reborn? Which rebirth? Both. Okay. And you feel reborn. You're looking pretty new and fresh and lovely in this. It's like family, love, friends, loyalty, understanding, relationship, reveal. What's the reveal doing in there?
It's like I want to like reveal more.
Yeah.
Like, what's true.
Yeah.
And, like uncovering like what's not real.
Yeah. I like it. I like the
What you taught us yesterday about the camera work.
the reveal.
Yeah, that's actually like I got it
I'm telling you, the reveal is good. Here's another thing that the editor taught me with Cameraperson is if you can separate, for the pleasure of the spectator, if the further away you can separate the setup from the reveal, the more satisfying it will be. So I think this is a very profound thing, right? The sort of delayed, because if you set up a problem and you resolve it immediately, it's like if there's only one window in the movie about the suicide, then you're like, oh, that suicide didn't matter. But if there's 100 windows in there, and you have to keep revisiting the window, but I'm very excited about what the reveal is going to be with you. It's a good setup. The reveal is going to come later, and we will all be very excited to see it. This is really a thrilling clock in relation to the balloon clocks, right? Like we have one that's pulling up, we have one that's grounded, we've got one that's tilting over, we got one that's pouring through. It's really, you got A+. Another A+ for steak, salad, and dessert making it onto the clock. Because that's pleasure, right? With more pleasure on all the clocks, please. Woo! Okay, Xing. Hello. Tell us about this image and why.
From this image, I just read the course first.
Yeah.
After I got the course, I just looked at that. I think the image just like the tattoo on the face.
Wow. Where's your clock? Here? Whoa. What a great visual connection. That's a crazy visual connection. That's your specific brain seeing something that we would not see. This is an original way of seeing, right? For him to connect this to that, right? There's nothing obvious about that. Not to say that yours is obvious, yours is beautiful, but like we can directly see, it's a literal relationship between the tree and your clock, which I love, and you got an A+ for. But this one is a really like, because it's the face of the clock, right? In many ways. And it's also, let me make it big for everyone. You're a crazy thinker,
Yeah,
right?
I like daydreaming.
Right. This is so to put those two images together is very evocative, very provocative and engaging. A+. Look at you. Meditation, shooting, life, kids, learn life. You look like you got a pretty balanced life going on, my friend. Yeah?
Quite
Yeah, it's packed. It's packed. That you can't have all of those things and not have it be packed. That's a juicy, busy life you got going on there. You gotta get a job. All right. Andy? Ooh. Oh, I like this one. Someone got sex on theirs, finally. Hooray. Someone admits to being a human. Hooray. Woo. Where are you? So good. Getting lost. I like all the arrows. And why is your family a dinosaur that's chasing you?
I think family.
Yeah.
That's just coincidence.
Oh yeah. Coincidence that you're being chased by a giant dinosaur and that your father crashes the car or whatever. Oh my God, this is good.
No, that's the clock. That's the Cretaceous period. That's me.
It's the Cretaceous is the clock.
I had to miss a lot out.
Yeah. That's time. Nice. You did miss a lot out. And you're a lot bigger in the scope of history than humans actually are, but fine. I love that gaffer tape makes its appearance, sticking everything together. Yeah, pretty solidly sticking it together. I love all of the different directions.
Yeah, I think that's because my life is a bit confused, maybe.
Not at all.
I don't really know where these things go.
I love that they go in all kinds of directions. What is the force that's pushing all of this?
My actual life, I don't really feel like there is one.
Oh, yes, there is. But what's happening here? What's that?
I don't know, some mystery maybe, or
the dark matter.
Dark matter, maybe.
Yeah.
Things that I value are hard to define, or if I can define them, then I'm not so. The things I value, especially about film and images, is when it's great, but you're not sure why. As soon as you feel like you've solved that puzzle, you move on to another one.
When it's great, but you're not sure why. Everybody write that down, right? I feel like that's so good. That's such a, keeping the mystery in all of this. I love that, it's basically like the hands of your clock have all come unglued and they're flying around, right? And they've multiplied. I love all of the forces pushing in opposite directions. And it is both coherent and incoherent, right? Yeah, A+, triple A+. Is there an image that goes with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait. I really can't wait to see what the image is going to be. Is it in another email? Andy. Whoa. Didn't see it coming, Andy. Wow. Okay. Boom. That's pretty cool. What's your line? It works, but we can't say why. Wow.
Because it's like the hidden thing, like what's behind the curtain, but it's a moment as well. It's not a place you can go to. It's always there.
Okay, genius. What? How cool, right? Look at how differently we all think. It's so pleasurable for all the rest of us. Some of us are suffering. We are rocks with crowns of thorns gripping into us. We're searching for jobs. But you're giving all the rest of us a lot of pleasure. This is great. And interesting how it maps the form that you drew in a way, right?
Yeah, I started.
You started with the image. So the image then allowed you to create your
I
map.
wanted to do something underneath something, and then that was the desktop on my computer for about 4 years.
So you've been looking at that one. So it's so interesting, how, and sometimes when we're trying to make something, we're just stop at the blank thing. We don't know how to move forward, right? But it's why I find working on other people's films so much easier and so much pleasure is you don't have the anxiety of how is it going to get finished? Where am I going to get the money from? But you also have the responsibility of like, it's not going to reflect on me. You just get to play in the ideas. So in some ways, like, because I gave you the assignment, right? I was the director. You had a freedom of searching for the ideas where it was like, okay, I love this image. I'm going to make a clock from it. Because I have to, right? Which is a thing you never would have done, is to draw that crazy clock. But suddenly it's like this sort of thrilling map. And I think this is the thing that in all of the many questions of like, how do I get from here to the thing I want to be? I think sometimes we feel overwhelmed by how am I going to get there? How am I going to make something original? It's like, just take it in tinier little bites and give yourself like these weird assignments. Give yourself strange constraints. Look at a photo and draw a clock, right? Whatever it is, it's like, and then it makes you find yourself. You sort of leap from the thing that makes no sense to the next thing that makes no sense, right? I love this combination. This is a thrilling combination. And what is your word for it? It's the mystery that's underneath, or what is it that's underneath?
Well, you can't define it.
Can't define it. Ooh, I like this image. Look at that thing you can't define. Who did this?
I attached it, and it's an ad for the Muji catalog.
Nice.
But I really like images that are clever, and
It's very clever.
I think what I'm looking for, like what I need right now is a lot of inner peace. So I thought this was something that conveyed that.
Well, this is so good because you're the one who keeps asking all the questions about truth and what it is. But look at your truth, right? Like your truth is the ocean and it's the grain of wood at the same time. It's the macro and the micro, right? Your truth is actually quite complicated, isn't it? In a very simple way. Let's take a look at your clock, Joyce. I love this. I love it up against our last mysterious one. Okay. This is an exciting map also. View, turning it, view. Ah! Wow. This is so good. Wow. Connections plus experiences that are all consuming, swim, external validation. From your dad? Is that what it is?
Both from outside and my dad.
Yeah. We'll do a special awards ceremony. We'll make you should make yourself a little award that your dad gives you. Yeah. And someone can, I think this might be the next assignment, even though you're not coming to school tomorrow, is that you all have to make an award for yourself. Make a tiny, ugly trophy for yourself. Stepping outside. Stable friendship therapy. What does it say about your mother? My mother.
Well, so I think that
Shitty art projects. So good. This is so good.
it's sort of like a cycle, and I think that it just keeps repeating itself. And then so I call my mom when I hit rock bottom, and I call my dad when things get a little better.
And he's like, you did something great.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's shitty. Yeah. And what is this? What are these waves happening here?
So they're just cycles. Like I think time just repeats itself, and it's always this cycle of like these really defining moments that happen, and then me recovering and healing from them, and then it hits all over again, and my life falls apart all over again.
Right. So it is really cyclical, right. And some of us, I think, it's like when you think about how many artists have been bipolar, right, who've like really existed in these cycles of extreme creative activity and then like hitting rock bottom and then coming up from that. I think that many of us have modulations in that range, right? And that some of the really, really great artists were like, right? And then others of us are in patterns that are more manageable patterns, but obviously like this sort of the upswing of the thrilling, like this makes sense, this is cool, ugh, this sucks, right? And I think in some ways, like, everything we make sucks, right? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's like, none of us have made anything that's like that amazing, including like Van Gogh or whoever, like whatever, like Starry Night sucks. But it speaks, right? It speaks like, oh, perhaps you don't remember it. Perhaps no one remembers it.
It's like Starry Night.
We all, right, we have the Yayoi, right? In her, what am I, preview? Oh no, KJ, learn to use a computer. So sad, people. Look at this. Like, can't even make anything work. It's amazing that I can get by. Look at this. So the computer's a Starry Night, right? Yayoi is a Starry Night. Yeah. Right? Like, right? So nobody has any new ideas. Van Gogh didn't, Yayoi didn't, you don't. It's all shitty. Except for it gives us pleasure and blows our minds, and nobody ever did anything like that. Nobody ever made a clock that looks like a face. Nobody ever made a map with a flap of a curtain, right? And it's like, how do we connect to each other and support each other and be kind to ourselves, right? Remember, Van Gogh did not have a job. And he couldn't make any money to save his life, right? His brother paid for him, right? Just like Klaus Oldenburg's wife sewed all of his sculptures. I was so mad when I learned that. Right. Right? Okay, how's everyone? Are there humans here who have bodies who need to go to the bathroom and take a break? Shall we take a break? Yeah. Okay. We're back in 15 minutes? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Right.
I couldn't help to stop your picture.
Yeah.
I love to see people working together and helping each other.
Well, but what's wonderful about this photo is it really feels like this thing is resting on this ladder, and you don't know how such a thing is possible because it's holding up this building, right? It's really terrific composition, and it's so great because it's like this thing of the tiny move, right? If you had moved in a tiny different direction, we would understand, we would, not have this optical illusion that you give us. But it's like such a dynamic image because it's an impossible image, but it's real, right? Truth. Where's the truth here, right? This is a true image, and yet it's telling us a false story, right? That this ladder can hold up this building, but visually that's what's happening. So this is a documentary photo with extreme perspective, right? Which is sort of like the Concussion movie, right? Where it's changing. All of the elements are real. All of them are based in a truth, and yet it is the point of view of the seer that makes us see the world completely differently. Well done. I'm going to give you a quadruple A+. What? It's just the numbers are going higher and higher now. Yeah. But wow, what a crazy connection to this. Tell us about this. What the heck? What's that?
I think this concept is always in my mind. I was a bit overwhelmed by the society, the work, the stuff that I want to do, people, the person I wanted to be. But then I think I just better focus on understanding myself before reaching out to others.
Is that working for you?
I'm still on the way, to understand, to get things clear. And when you ask us to create a crop,
Yeah.
talked, but then I was to write things that I did and how they occupy my time and stuff. But then I think I'm more attached to meanings. How I'm the most important when it comes to seeing the world, and so I decided to put this in this way. Is that clear?
It's so clear and so different as a way of thinking, which is exciting to me, right? I'm really loving the difference of our interests and expressions, and this is what is amazing about the work, right? Is that it does hold multiple meanings. I mean, one of the things that I said when I show Cameraperson is I'm like, I love learning new things about what the film means to other people, right? And this is when you've done work that, like, so I had this, not everyone has seen Cameraperson, but, it's like, whatever. It's a documentary. And I had this kid come up to me with long black hair, and he said, I think of films as genres of music. And I said, so what kind of music is Cameraperson? And he said, death metal. And it's like the greatest thing, because then he made me a death metal t-shirt that says, Cameraperson! And there's all these, so then in my travels, there have been like all these young, like goth boys who like Cameraperson. It's so amazing, right? Like, could never in my imagination think this is my audience. And then they find each other. There's one in Ecuador, there's one in Poland, there's one in Istanbul. And they all have met each other because they all thought Cameraperson was death metal. And this is the thing, you can't know, like you put your clock face out into the world, you put your flapping curtain out into the world, right? You put it out into the world, and then there's like someone who sees something different in your window than you see in your window, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was in my surveillance cam. I had no idea, right? It's part of the pleasure of the work. All right, AAA plus. Have I got up to quadruple A plus? I can't remember. All right. Ooh, what is your crazy dream? Whose is this? Oh, stand up. Stand up. Let's all stand up. Come stand up. Here? Yeah, no, come stand up front. Come on, stand up. Are you going to tell us a joke? You could.
I have a really bad joke.
Okay, I'm sitting down. Tell us.
Let's not go there.
Talk to us. Who's the old family? You going to get a new family?
No, when I was being, because I'm writing in a book.
Yeah.
And I was being economical. So I only had this much space.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with this thing. And then I wrote film.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my main thing. And comedy was my secondary thing. And then it branched off to some other stuff. Where film, I do enjoy fiction and I do enjoy documentary. And I do enjoy comedy. There's a certain narrative that I find that's shareable. My channel is comedy. So it's through improv, because I do improviser, and also stand-up.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like the yin and yang for me, because improv is not constricted, and it's a lot of teamwork involved.
Yeah.
Whereas stand-up is all preparation, and it's all delivery. So it's a one person. It's very lonely, but it's very creative in its own right. And it's writing. So I want, in my world, I would want to connect comedy with film. And if there was a comedy documentary, that would be me.
Yeah.
I think that's such a challenge for me, and I haven't seen that yet. Right?
I'm making one.
But I find that my connection between film and comedy is the sense of what's human being, what are we in this world, and that's where planet comes in, and what is my meaning on this earth, existentialism. And then I'm like, okay, so this side's all full. And then visit the other side. So my biggest pillar in my life is my partner. Her name is Akashi. And
that's awesome that she's holding the balance of all of that, right? It's like that's cool.
So before we got married, we had marriage counseling. And in marriage counseling, we talked about what is your new family, what is your old family. My old family was whatever, like my parents and my siblings. But we talked about the new family, how we have to start thinking about what is forward, right? Like there's some responsibilities that you have to leave behind, and it's actually kind of different from the Chinese perspective of, oh, we got to gather every Sunday to have dim sum together, or we got to. It's a little different philosophy, and that's why I kind of put.
Is your old family okay with that?
They don't know.
We will not tell them.
So Akashi and the new family is what we're trying to do. And initially we said we wanted 3 kids.
I was going to say, do you have 3 kids?
No.
You're hoping.
Yeah.
Triplets.
Whoa, she is tiny. But then, stuff like life comes in. Like the family comes with house. Our house comes with occupation and sustainability. And that's that. And then I think for me also literature is hand in hand with film because they're both narrative. So if I had time, I would want to read and write more to reflect.
This is great. You gotta show Akashi what a great job she is doing of holding all of this balance in. Is there? Do you have a photo that goes with this? Or
Yeah. So I looked at the structure.
This is very funny. Please explain.
So can we go back to?
Yes, we can.
Because this doesn't matter. This is really.
Oh, come on. This is a great. Our combination of images is too good. This is very good. Okay.
So structurally.
Yeah. Let's go back. Oh, sorry. Where'd you go? Where are you?
Cohen, right here.
Coven, thank you. Coven. I thought Coven was with a K. I don't know why. Okay.
Oh, that's.
You think I went too far?
Yeah, but you can go there.
There we go.
So this actually looks like the Enterprise.
Ah.
Right.
Or a sperm, as the case may be. Just messing with you. This is great. This is great. It is the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Your ship is going through the universe.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I mean, when I thought of this, I just immediately thought of the Enterprise.
That is so funny.
And then as we were talking about other people's thing, and kind of put 2 and 2 together, kind of.
Yeah.
Like perhaps what's leading me.
It's the family.
It's the family.
Beautiful.
Maybe I'm just overthinking. But
I think you're not overthinking. I think you're interpreting, which is beautiful. It's like, and it's a beautiful you're committed to that, and you want to bring all of these things with you, right? It's like.
Yeah. Well, that was my first.
And the Enterprise is going into new galaxies.
Which is improv and planet and existence.
I think that you should. I think you got a whole stand-up routine about your life as the Starship Enterprise. It's good. Yeah. You can take that idea. Okay. AAA plus. Oh my God! Speaking of. Boo-boo! Speaking of the Starship Enterprise, who did this? Nice. All right. Do tell. It's a water bear. But of course, it's what?
It's a micro creature.
Yeah. How did you?
Really small. strongest creature in the world. You can shoot it into space and it could still survive. Nothing can kill him. Like,
Wow. And
and it looks cute.
it's super cute. I
thought it is some close, but
real?
It's amazing. When did you first see it?
I think my friend tells me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, about keeping it as a pet. So that's
Wow.
why I started Googling it, and then the image stayed.
It's a pretty remarkable image, right? So do you relate to the image? Do you relate to the strength and cuteness together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the indestructibility?
Yeah, very resilient.
Yeah, and it's great reflective qualities also. Like, this is fantastic lighting on this creature. Do we know what it's called? We don't know what it's called. Water bear. Water bear. Everybody note the water bear. Does that say blanking out?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Nice. And what else do we have? What is this? Reflection? Inner self? Personal space? I love the water bear sort of just floating in blanked out space, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Tell us more about how the two things connected for you.
I don't know, maybe I want to be invincible, and I have so many pursuits in my life. Who I want to be.
Right. So it's sort of back to that. In so many ways, it's that question that we're all asking ourselves of like, how do I drive the Starship Enterprise where I want to go? How do I get to be where I want to be? How do I protect the me that is me? It's interesting the way it almost looks like a hand reaching around something. The water bear. It's like fingers, right? There's a lot to see in the water bear. Is the water bear have a? Is it like? Can it? It can't see. Can it see? Is it blind?
I'm not sure, but it's so small.
Yeah. Doesn't need to see. Just needs to live and grab on with those tiny claws. Invincible. I like that. This is the water bear. The water bear is provocative. I'm giving the water bear a triple A+. Oh, look at the water bear. Oh, wow. We are getting trippy now, right? Like the water bear looks like this. Whose is this? Yeah. Wow. Did you know that you were picking a water bear? Right?
Because you can go back to my phone.
Okay. Go back to your drawing. Ooh.
It's very simple, and then when I draw the clock, and then I thought of metamorphosis by Kafka.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
I find that illustrations, and then because I'm always in the struggles between body and soul.
Yeah.
So the first thing I think of is understanding myself is very important, and then also because I have some faith, so I think reducing the sufferings in the world is one of my vision, and then that's why I make documentaries.
Right
and
on.
also become a vegetarian.
Right on.
And also the love from my families, friends, and lovers, and arts, and make me being inspired.
Yeah.
And also health is very important.
Yeah.
And also recently I'm into Buddhism
Mm-hmm.
and other philosophy to become a full man, a complete man, like
Mm-hmm.
the pictures.
Wow, isn't it kind of mind-blowing, you guys, that we got from the water bear to metamorphosis? Like, how did we do that? That's like, we just did some crazy jujitsu. That was really good. Like, I think it's really interesting to think about the clock as a body, right? You were there too, in a way, like your picture of the universe in the body of the person with the arms, right? Like, it's just interesting the way the clock is doing the clock is such a more complicated metaphor than any of us understand, right? It's a face, it's a body, it has arms. Sometimes the arms are arrows that go crawling off on their own, right? But very, very interesting, this metamorphosing idea, right? And that we are metamorphosing as people. I love that you wrote things down and crossed them out. Yeah, this is a really, like, the freedom to say, like, okay, I tried that, it's not quite what I wanted to be, and that you crossed out documentaries for understanding yourself, and that you crossed out pain for reducing suffering. So those are nice revisions. I like AAA plus. Wow, that's okay. I'm like almost scared to open the next one. Like, what's it gonna be, you guys? Boom. All right, Dawn. Ah! Ah. Where? Nice.
Okay, this is me.
Yes.
I thought of this picture because after I draw the clock.
Okay, so let's take a look at the clock. Oh. Oh my God, this is so good. The clock is a house.
I think of a clock tower because I just want a container for all my needs. That's why I just drew a clock tower for those. And then
I love that it's sort of like our ladder picture, right? The clock tower could never actually stand up with all of these bubbles, but it is, right? The structural engineering of this is a mess, but in fact it's working, right? You've built a house made out of bubbles, and this, which is interesting, like the balloon idea is back, right, in a certain way. Why you as a child? Why did that lead to thinking about you as a child?
because when I wrote all those beats, I thought, there are too many beats, but I always talk to my friends that after people growing up who have some more beats, maybe some are unnecessary, and because I also roll money and roll. Anyway, maybe some are not. Some were not realized when I was small, and some were added when I become a grown up. So that's why I think of my child.
It's an interesting idea, right? That we don't realize money is necessary when we're children, which is a part of our relationship to the complication of creativity, right? It's like we got to be creative when we were children, and we didn't realize anybody was paying for it, and now we're in the zone of having to pay for it. AAA plus. Oh, who's it?
I forgot my clock, but then I wasn't going to bring it anyway because it kind of just became like a list of like names and regrets and desires and whatnot.
It got really long. The list got really long.
But it seems like a lot of people like had trouble sleeping, and I think doing this assignment right before bed.
Oh, sorry about that. Sleep is very important.
I was just like thinking of like past and future things, and then I saw this picture, and I was just like, that's everything, and I'm in the middle.
How is that everything?
Everything I'm thinking of, and then I think that's like what 2018 has to be. It's like all these things are like thrust on you, and you just have to like smile and let it go.
I want more. So is she smiling at the center of all of that? She looks fairly pained to me at the center of all that.
She's just dealing with it.
She's dealing with it, right? Which is part of it. It's sort of like being crowded by all of these things and all of these expectations, and your list was too crowded, right? Like it's overwhelming a little bit.
Oh
Yeah. You're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna give you a AAA plus for this too. In the land of, you get to be less hard on yourself. Yeah, right? you can like let some of those things drift out into a few of these oceans. There's a couple of people made a lot of nice oceans for things to, we can put, like these can all be rafts. All those little signs can just like drift off into the ocean, give you a little more peace. All right. Who do we have? We're getting down to the end of, cuteness is back. All right. I would like to make this giant. Can I do it? Probably not. Whose is this? So tiny. Who's claiming this? No one? Hello? No one's claiming this? They gone? Whose image is this? I believe we have artificial intelligence in the room. Wait. Is she gone? Ah, we'll come back. That was good. That was like a mystery. What happened? We'll come back. Ooh, all right. Well, the tree is back. All right, whose is this? Okay, all right. Tell us.
Well, actually, it's a life of tree. You can see the cartographers.
Mm-hmm. And what are the animating spaces? All of these different spaces.
Well, actually, when I joined my son for the call, I have lots of ideas.
Oops, sorry.
And things like writing and actually it's kind of creating kind of pattern at the same time.
Wow.
I thought about saying the images you can find.
Did you stay up all night too?
Well, I just spent some time, and you can see it's about 10. Same time, similar like the GMT time,
Yeah.
The standard of the GMT time.
Right.
The same time, same period. So time at the same time, and missing something, and I think it's about life. So I think about lots of projects, lots of things I have to do, and that's something I really did. When the drawing is, I thought I'm making some pattern at the same time.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I just don't understand. The flow is like a life of tree.
Yeah.
And besides of the life of tree, there are one more images I found out.
Yeah.
This is
another one.
When you're overlapping together.
Whoa! Look at this. Nice. Wow! Whoa! He just found the meaning of life. Where did you find? How did you find this?
Alchemist things, from internet.
Uh oh! You're going down the wormhole. You'll never come back.
Maybe discover another diversity.
Yeah. See, it's all. We can. What if we take tracing paper? We put all of our maps on top of each other. I'm going for yours. I'm taking yours over the other two.
You want my sign?
Because for me, both of these are too simple, right? Too symmetrical, reductive. This feels like life to me, right? These ones I don't trust their wisdom. This one I trust its wisdom. Beautiful. Triple A plus. All right. The last. Is she back? Ah, phew. I know. Well, it's very important. As I told you, it's very important. And we thought that maybe you were gone forever and that it was an AI that had brought your image into the world. What is this? Mario Brothers?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Mario.
Uh-huh.
And Super Mario. And when I draw my dog, it came to my mind first.
Nice. I love it. All right. It is kind of a game, isn't it? Let's see your game.
Yes, as you can see, the little man on the right is me.
Uh-huh.
And then I was born, and I met my family, and then just like him, Super Mario, and I him from one stage to another stage, and that stage something to me that matters, and also person we want to be. And also, if we go back and down to the ground, our family are always here, and it will give us power and energy to go start all over again. And also, you can on the long way to become a person we want to be, and we can meet a lot of people. Some can become our friends, and we can talk with them and obtain energy from them. Also, we can reading and make ourselves be better and better, and we can think differently, and that is what I think.
I love this. I love the way it reminded you of the game, because in many ways you're jumping, then you hit something, and then you drop, boom, and then the game starts again, right? It's really active, wonderful drawing, and it reminds me in a way of yours, of this cyclical thing of like you leap to it and then and it takes you back to the old family. One more time, old family. Old family's still there at the bottom, and then you start again the game, jumping.
Yes, we always obtain energy from our families.
Yeah. And jump up onto a little ledge and then fall off the ledge and go back to the family again. I think we have done it. I think we have watched many. We have an hour. We're gonna watch a little bit of a movie for a second. Does that sound good, everybody? You ready to go into the land of visuals? I'm gonna attempt to do this, my team. Linda Hoagland, and she's like the most odd combination of things. She's a white American woman who was born in Japan and went to Japanese schools. Her parents were missionaries in Japan, and she said, I always wanted to go to Japan with her because she's like this big, taller than me, white American woman who speaks perfect Japanese, and I was like, it's the perfect person to go to Japan with, right? and so we were gonna go and get to film these cranes, and I was like, but I don't really understand what is the movie about. And she could never tell me. She said, well, it's about this Japanese fable. And I read the fable, and I didn't really understand the fable. And I said, well, what is the movie about? And she said, well, it's about redemption, and it's about how animals heal people. And then she was like, I would like to take you to the Metropolitan Museum, and we will look at Japanese paintings. And I said, okay. And so it was like this very interesting process where she could never describe to me what the movie was going to be. She would only say, well, we're going to go to Japan and film cranes, and we're going to go to a tiger sanctuary, and we're going to go film wolf dogs, and we would talk about ideas. And so, she would talk about these very abstract ideas, and so then I was like, well, what is my job here? What am I trying to, because it's trying to help her figure out what kind of movie she's making. But she has an idea in her head that she was very sure about, but I could never understand the idea. So when we're talking about how do we collaborate with people, right? You look at some of your clocks and your maps. Some of them make sense to us. Others of them don't make sense to us. And how do we get inside your window with all of the ideas, right? And a lot of times we're, just sort of, we've got the bear bug and we're trying to figure out, what is it? I don't know. What does it mean to you? I don't know. So working with her was just really interesting because she was very sure of herself, but I could never understand her. And so I would say, okay, so it's about humans and animals. So then, every time I get a chance to film a person touching an animal, that's what I would film, right? And then she said, but I also want it to be funny. So, okay, so then I try to like look for every place I can find where the animals are being funny. And then, but she's also, but I want it to be very peaceful. I said, okay. So then I would say, stop the car. It's a beautiful sky or sunset, or I try to frame. But she said, I want all of the compositions to look Japanese. So I said, okay. So in many ways, it was this very free thing because, you know, a lot of times when you're working on a film, it's like we're trying to help do a political film or issue of injustice, or like we have a very clear goal, but you also don't really know how to get to this. And so working on this film was just like the most hilarious thing because every one of her directions was a contradiction to every other direction. But then I realized at a certain point, it's way out of my control. And all I need to do is give her as many blocks as I can to maybe build this thing that she wants to build, right? So I'm going to try, in this shot, I find peace. In that shot, I find a dog licking someone's hand, you know, and whenever, so then it would be like I'd have a list of the themes in my head. And if I see something that fits one of the themes, I'll try to get it. And then, you know, then she left with all of this footage and created this thing that still in many ways doesn't make sense to me. I still don't, but it's such an interesting experience, right? It's like no other film you've ever seen before. And so this is what the, you know, sort of thing for me of like, sometimes ideas you can't understand completely, but you can keep taking steps towards them, right? So with that, we will take steps towards lunch.